If you're planning on buying any cards from TCG Player, make sure you use our affiliate link right here in the description of our video to help support the channel. It's the best way to do it and it's free. Looking for PTGO codes? Poton Store has all the latest sets and promos instantly delivered to your email. You can use Tailman code when checking out for 5% off. Card Market is Europe's largest online marketplace for Pokemon cards. Whether you're looking for sealed product or singles, vintage or the latest sets, just follow the link in the description to find what you need. Want to show off your love for Tablemon? Check out my 2021 merch. These new hoodies and shirts are available on Amazon. Click on the link in the description to get yours. This video is sponsored by the Pokemon TCG deck building website PokemonCard.io. Hello everyone and welcome back to our second video of the day. Our second video with Brilliant Stars featuring, of course, our beautiful Arceus V STAR. The attack tree Tinova does 200 damage. You get to attach 3 basic energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon being any way you like. 180 HP and the V-Star power Starburst, which allows you to search your deck for up to 2 cards and put them into your hand. Now we are pairing Arceus V-Star with Duraludon VMAX with a Skyscraper ability, which prevents all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon that has special energy attached. And G-Max Polarization does 220 damage. This attack damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon, so Duraludon has been a powerhouse for the last few months in the Fusion Strike metagame, and I think Arceus V-Star will only improve it. You get to power up a little bit quicker thanks to Arceus V-Star, and now we're playing item search with Quick Ball and Ultra Ball. No more Adventurous Discovery. We have Research, we have Marnie, we have Boss, we have Crystal Cave, we have Raihan, we have Big Charms, we have Healing and Timbial Towels, we have Tool Scrapper, we have everything that Duraludon had, but now better with a way to potentially power up a 2-card search at any point that we might need. And we do lose the early game ability of Station, but I think this will prove to be a very, very powerful and useful combination. Denying attacks from opponents that have special energy attached is pretty big, especially when this thing just got released and it's going to be heavily played along with this thing that really goes well with this thing. So very straightforward deck with a bunch of healing, trying to make this difficult to take down and being able to overwhelm an opponent with your ability, limiting damage, reducing it, especially against Mew. That's pretty important. And so let's jump into the ladder, give it a try. Alrighty, let's see what we can do with our good old pal Duraludon. We are going second, so no turn 1 attack for us. We will reveal that we are playing Duraludon based on the Crystal Cave, the Towel, and the Fighting Energy. The Ultra Ball might send a mixed message because maybe an opponent expects Adventurous Discovery, but what else plays Fighting Energy and Crystal Cave, right? So if our opponent is a little bit versed in current decks, they will know. However, my starting hand is actually very sad, and therefore we're probably just gonna end up outright losing this game very quickly. My opponent somehow, or for some reason, chose to go second, however. Maybe to not get donked. I mean, that's the only reason why you would do that, right? Seeing the load that we could be seeing a like an Entei Raikou Suicune with Ludicolo sort of deck. We do see a Duskull, we do see a Suicune, so there is Suicune. I would not be surprised to see a combination of Suicune, Raikou, and Entei. But with the Capture Energy, that becomes more convoluted, and this, I can't really explain. I mean, it's a counter to Mew, I guess, but I don't know. Mew takes 2 colorless, so you don't get the benefit of the Fusion Strike energies, but you can just still use your attack and copy Genesect to deal damage, so not a fan of the Dusknoir in the Suicune. Just doesn't seem like it would make a big difference, in my opinion, but who am I to judge? Okay, that means we get to live quite a few turns, because as long as I don't bench stuff, my opponent will not be able to do a lot of damage. And I do have a significant amount of healing right now in my hand, which is pretty good. And my opponent now has only left himself 1 space for an attacker, so Not the best decisions, I would say, for my opponent. This one in particular is very questionable as a deck choice, but filling up your bench with your drizzles doesn't make a lot of sense to me at this stage. So we're going to the bucket. My opponent's hand is pretty big, so I would not be surprised to see the the Melanie play. There it is. So we will be taking some damage. I mean, I would love to top deck a research and just knock out the Suicune right back, but that does mean I do lose both of my Raihans, which is not ideal. But I'd be okay with that exchange. So my opponent will do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 120 damage, of which we reduce 30, so that's 90. And with Crystal Cave plus Heal Towel, we actually get to heal 80 of that 90 damage. So it's not bad at all. We do see a cape, so that will prevent us from attacking, or knocking out, I guess. Very long turns for my opponent. If you can see the timer right there, they're down at 21:44, they start at 25, and I am at 30 seconds. Well, a little bit more now that my turn started, but 30 seconds total. Alright, so let's go ahead and heal. Let's go ahead and I honestly don't think bosses are as important as the other cards, so let's grab Arceus, and that way we can potentially get the V-Star at some point. I wish this was a Zacian, absolutely wishing it was a Zacian at this point, but I mean, drawing this awful hand, how are you supposed to know? Alright, so we're gonna see a level ball. Obviously my opponent very wisely choosing not to Marnie me. Did price 1 Arceus V-Star, but we have that. I didn't check my prices, but we have potentially 1 Arceus V-Star, 4 Research, 4 Marnie, 4 Ultra Ball. That's 13 outs. 13 outs of this situation. And then if the Duraludon does go down, then I still get to Raihan into the Arceus V-Star, do some damage, and potentially start set and power up another Duraludon. Potentially as I get to use Trinity V-Star to search for cards. So I'm not super worried. That quick ball means we get to play. Even if I lose this Duraludon, even if I lose this Arceus, we still get to play the game at least. And if one Arceus takes down one Suicune, then the other Duraludon can probably take down 2 Suicunes afterwards, so we'll see. Grabs boss, which is not ideal, that's for sure. Decides to bench the other loaded, which I agree, and yep, that's a dead Arceus, so I don't even get to use the Raihan. Nice. Nice turn right there for my opponent. Okay, so that takes away the Ultra Ball outs and the Arceus, so now we're down to 4 Research and 4 Marnie, because the stupid Raihans just do not work right here. Because I can't even top deck something that would activate Raihan. And there's a knockout, so what are you gonna do? I mean, that's potentially good, but also not so good, because right now I'm taking 30 less damage thanks to my ability. If I evolve, then I'm taking the full 120. So I'd rather just wait here. So yeah, this is absolutely not great. Now that I lost my Arceus, it's not great. Pretty well played by my opponent right there. Even though he's made some questionable choices in the early game, and this I still don't agree that belongs to his deck, but Oh well. Like, how do you beat the 3 stage 2 lines plus now you're wanting Manaphy probably? Well, the Manaphy conundrum is, with Manaphy being released, a lot of people will not want to play Jolteon. But then if not a lot of people are playing Jolteon, then why do you need the Manaphy? So if no one's playing Manaphy, you might as well play Jolteon, right? You go into that sort of loop, if you will. Okay, so I did top deck an Ultra Ball, which leads to the same situation. I mean, if my opponent goes Raihan Ludicolo, then knocks me out, then so be it. I don't think they can, actually. Yeah, I don't think they can. With Tool Scrapper... No, they still can't with Tool Scrapper. Okay, well, it's do or die now. I'm gonna do a lot of damage, and that's gonna be that. Okay, so I guess I will Ultra Ball this outcome turn, because I do have the Raihan. Doesn't change much though. I think it's too late. Oh wait, that's enough? 190? What? Oh yeah, they were doing 90 actually, yeah. Whatever. Alright, so we literally watched an opponent play the previous game. We did nothing, so hopefully we get to play this time around. We're both gonna mulligan, so we're both gonna get information on our opponent's decks. Not the best start for me. I didn't pay attention to their mulligans. Oops. That's okay. I'll find out right now. So I will Marnie the 2 Arceus VSTARs down to the bottom of the deck, which is a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. I do have ways to search for them. And they're playing a fire deck. Okay. So we desperately need something good off of this Marnie. Okay, that's useful. Oh, they're playing Chandler. What? I fully expected Victini, but not even a turn 1 attachment. Now I'm feeling pretty safe. To the point where, do I wanna just keep my hand? Yes, I do, right? Like, I'm not threatened. I guess they can power up with the stadium and stuff like that. What's the new stadium, but... Yep, there it is. Oh my god. Dude, that card is hideous. This is the absolute worst card ever to have existed. Like, that card is just so stupid. I hate it. I'm gonna be so mad when I'm at regionals and people choose to play Crushing Hammer against me and they flip heads. Like, that's gonna tilt me so bad. Alright, well, could remove the confusion. Could also let this guy go down on Raihan into useful stuff. 3 basic energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. Yeah. I think this is what I should do. And you know what? Goodbye, Raihan. You were nice, but that's okay. So we're gonna bench the Duraludon and then we're gonna research. Best case scenario, we get a double turbo. Not very likely. Not even a single energy. Come on. Not a single energy, and we are dead drawing. I can't. This is just outstanding to me. I am just completely baffled. So I actually want my opponent to knock me out then? This doesn't even knock me out. 240 minus 30, nope. 10 damage off. Okay, well, let's assume they evolve, right? So sure, you can have my Duraludon. What even is this, man? What even is this? It's only my fourth. It's only my fourth Brilliant Stars game and I'm already tilting. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck and put up to 2 of them into your hand. Nice. Well, I like that Kindler card. You discard the energy, you get to reattach it with a stadium, you get to search, like you choose 2 cards, you don't discard the rest. That's pretty decent. Okay, please knock me out. I actually want you to knock me out. Okay, so it is Channeler Victini, not just any Channeler VMAX deck. Oh my gosh, he's not going to KO me easy. Another Victini. So, do you have a Crobat in your hand by chance? Or are you just gonna confuse my Duraludon? Crobat. Or the VMAX. No, well, that tells us. Duel of the bad decks. What even is this? Oh. How is this fair, man? I finally got to play a supporter and now I'm dead drawing. It's just like any Ultra Ball, any Arceus VSTAR, I had other outs and it doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen at all. Alright, well there's a knockout. Okay, so Raihan, the energy plus the Arceus VSTAR. With the Arceus VSTAR, I grab the double turbo and the Duraludon VMAX. And I power up the Duraludon VMAX, I guess. That's the plan. Seems like the plan. Now this could be a big liability though, so I will need to evolve both of them. However, I can control the damage output of this dude quite a bit, so that's really nice. Alright. Grab the Arceus VSTAR. Maybe I should grab the other Arceus VSTAR instead of the VMAX. Like, against this deck, this just offers like a little bit more HP, right? It's still a 2-shot against the Victini. I guess the healing from that matters. I do have the Marnie, and I did price a double turbo, but that's okay. Alright, yeah, I guess the healing and the extra HP could make a difference at some point. So I'll do this, and then this, with this hand they do 210, with this hand they do 70. So just grab this in case they have some way to bench my Duraludon. Then we'll go Trinity Nova. Alright, so we got somewhere, right? So can we actually make a sort of comeback? I'm hoping we can. The plan next turn is to go retreats and KO with this Duraludon. That way I need a boss to take down this guy. So we might still be able to do this. So we attack them. They attack me, they don't knock me out, right? Whether they do 220 or 70. And if they only do 70, that's really good. Because then they're 10 off. Oh my god. Two Phantom Waves. Nice. That doesn't change much if they retreat, but I would prefer them not to retreat. That doesn't matter at all. Full use my ability. That Marnie could lead to even a knockout if I'm very unlucky. Which in this deck does play a ton of trainers, so I guess it wouldn't be that unlucky. This is pretty lucky though. This is actually pretty lucky. Okay, so they do risk it, which is great, and they didn't have a Victini or an attachment for a turn, so that's also really good. And I got the energy. So should I heal here? No, I think I should save the healing for this. Well, okay, let's think about this. I knock out this guy. This does 220. So healing 50 doesn't really matter. But healing 50 doesn't really matter here either because they're 10 off. And if I can accumulate the Team Yell Towels, that could actually end up making a difference. And now I get to evolve, so this guy's 2-shot as well. Alright, so that was a pretty good Marnie, I would say. Pretty decent Marnie. We might be able to pull off the comeback here. Unless we end up filling up our hand with trainers and we get wrecked by this dude. Okay, but now, if they evolve into a Victini VMAX, then all we need to do is attack them twice and we win. If they don't evolve, then we just take a knockout here and then take another knockout and that's it, right? So, okay, so now they're doing 150, so now the healing actually matters a lot. And making sure I play around this matters a lot too. So, okay, things are looking actually pretty good to pull off the comeback. But the ability obviously doesn't matter. But we're not playing against a very good, like, I don't want to say a very good or bad deck. We're not playing against a very commonplace deck that you would expect to find, right? And now by benching this guy, if my opponent doesn't find the Victini, no. Now we can just go KO this, boss this. If we KO this and they evolve both, then that could have been a problem, but now all we need to do is just make sure we attack the Victini twice and that's it. So things are looking very good now. The worst thing that could happen is energy removal. That is the worst thing that could happen at this point. That is the worst thing that would happen. Energy removal. So my opponent is also like doing these bad choices, which is preemptively playing Pokegear, putting the supporter in your hand, and then I could just Marnie, right? So losing the resource of the Pokegear and playing it pointlessly, which is something I see a lot of people do. They like to just outright play cards because they can, not because they need to. Okay, so we're definitely gonna research. So I'm gonna grab this, and then I'll just grab another Pokemon to thin. The Arceus, that's fine. I will attach this double turbo, but the problem is if I don't find another healing card, or another 2 healing cards, I would be in range of the of another Victini attack, right? Now I am out of range, and I am out of range of this, but I no longer have a boss's orders to chase down this Victini, so it was a lose-lose no matter what. So if they retreat, which I assume they will, because they have been doing good moves so far, I will not be able to win next turn. It'll take me 2 more turns to win. But that's okay. Because they must realize if they attack me, then they just lose. And there's the third fan of waves, which is definitely what I needed them not to do. So now that is a very big problem, and that could be very costly as well. Game changing for sure. I am down to 1. Oh wait, no, I have both double turbos in there, but I will not be able to attack this upcoming turn. And it's the reason why I definitely wanted a basic energy rather than a double turbo, but it is what it is. I had no choice. With discarding it didn't make much sense because I'd still need to find it anyways again. But I do survive, right? That is the good news. So the turn I lose is a turn they lose as well. The Pokegears. My friend literally like just playing the Pokegears like really badly. Really badly. Alright, let's do this and let's go research. I need double turbo plus boss to win next turn. And that is exactly what I have at the moment. And this could... Oh, this doesn't allow me to play tools. That's right. Okay, that's okay. So what I need now is for my opponent to not go retreat into the Victini, knock me out with Victini, which I'm guessing is not likely to happen. He'll probably try and go into this one. We know he has boss's orders in his hand, but that's it. This dude doesn't KO me, and then he has to hope I don't have boss and I don't have to double to roll. With my luck, my opponent's actually gonna Marnie me with their last Marnie, but I mean, it was close at least. It was close. And the good part is also, even if I get Marnied, yeah, as long as I don't play into this guy's damage output, then I win. But now I just win because no Crushing Hammer being played, and that is the game. Oof. That was a hard fought comeback right here. Very hard fought comeback, but we pulled it off. Nice. Bye bye Victini. Well played. Frenzy TCG. Well played. Alright. Not bad. Not bad at all. Very slow though. The deck feels very slow and very lacking in the beginning. That's back-to-back games where that has happened, which is obviously not ideal, but it is what it is. Alright, on to the next match. Alright, starting up with the next game against Philadelphia C. We do lose the coin flip, and we're gonna give up mulligans. I guess the scariest thing about this deck in particular is getting donked, right? Especially against Mew, which you should have some advantage, but not necessarily. And yeah, like something like this hand, you want to research, but you also don't want to. If I price the other Arceus VSTAR, if I price that Duraludon VMAX, then I am in a lot of trouble. And there is a chance I could have priced both of them too. So we are up against Rapid Strike and Tailian, which they do play Path to a Peak. 4 copies. As long as we can get the last stadium into play, we should be able to win this game. Okay, so I'll be patient and I'll wait to research next turn. Fair. Oh boy. The PTCG Live beta is going on right now. I would need to download a VPN and change my IP to a Canadian IP and whatnot. Okay, my opponent doesn't seem to have anything at all though, which is great news. I'm just gonna research. Okay, so I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out off of Ultra Ball if I priced the other Arceus VSTAR or not, or what I priced. So that must have been their top deck, so we might just see another pass given they didn't do anything last turn. Oh, never mind. Wait, what? So they must have top decked the research then, right? Okay, 1 shell gone, that's good news. They are playing Urshifu as well, which I do like. Because it helps against Jolteon, right? Like, you pull it off once against Jolteon and you're good to go. But there's no more threat of Jolteon though. Or there shouldn't be, for the most part at least. There's a VMAX. Very nice art. Another Drizzle. For either Path or a switching card, so that they can damage me this turn. No, they're playing Training Card. Okay, so they must be playing Water Energies, which means they can bypass my Duraludon VMAX's ability. And yeah, there's the basic energy right there. So not the standard lists. Okay, that's actually pretty good. That will probably delay my Arceus. Like, I gain nothing by grabbing the Arceus right here, do I? Well, actually I do gain. I can search... No, I'll just do it next turn. That's fine. Like, I could play a supporter, right? That's the difference. But oh, I probably should have played the stadium. Oh no, Marnie. Here we go. I'm about to get wrecked, aren't I? I'm about to get punished. Oh, okay. Nice. Well, I mean, getting 3 supporters, I'll be half of them down, but... Like, it's... I said nice because I draw supporter, but it's definitely not nice to get 3 supporters bunched up, because then... But yeah. Whatever. I really want to start attacking, though, so... I think I'm just gonna quick pull for a Duraludon and research away. And I'll finally be able to check my deck for what I priced and what not. And I get the initiative, which is also very good. I will be down all my switches though. Okay, so I do have an Arceus. I did price the Duraludon. So, I mean, neither option is great, because I don't have the evolution of either the VMAX or the VSTAR, but we'll work with what we have, right? Alright, I will counter the stadium, I will heal, I will attach, and I will be dead drawing yet again, as you would expect when you're down half your supporters, right? It's in the very first turns, but it is what it is. Big Charm. Yeah, I probably should have searched for the Arceus VSTAR, but not used the ability yet. That would have given me a little flexibility, but should be fine, because even if or when my opponent Cheryl's, then they're not damaging me anymore. So I think we're good. I don't see how my opponent can possibly win this. Their damage output is so low. I have healing, I have bonus HP as well. And at any point where they choose to Cheryl away the damage, then they're set back and they don't have access to basic energies anymore. And they're doing 0 damage, so they take away my damage, but they're also doing 0 damage, and that's fine. That is perfectly fine. And there it is, you know, 140, of which I'm healing 80 and gaining 30 bonus HP. And they're down 2 stadiums as well. So let's do this, heal, and then kind of want to attach the double turbo here, because worst scenario means I use Trinity Charge against this. I mean, to pair up this as an alternate, or I have to like retreat and use Trinity Charge, something, I don't know. We'll see. 1 Cheryl down. We also don't know how many Cheryls they play. But the path to a peak version of the deck is definitely the way to go, if you want to try and compete. And with Choice Belt, I do think there's merit to this deck, for sure. Okay, so... that retreat is very bad, because now they're not attacking me, unless they play Melanie on top of everything. Which they don't even have a water energy in the discard pile at the moment. So that retreat didn't make much sense. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they, like... So this is something that I see a lot as well. As a professional Pokemon TCG player, it's one of the best players in the world. I see this a lot where, I mean, and it's completely fine, right? But players are like very content at clicking, right? But it's like, it's very pointless clicking, if you will, you know? Okay, that Arceus VSTAR top deck is very nice because it lets me grab a stadium to continue healing. And honestly, at this stage, with this guy powered up and I have another Raihan, I'm okay losing this Raihan right here. And I just want to get closer to boss's orders to make sure I can chase down these two and just win that way. And look, there's even a Team Yell Towel to protect me. I'm dead drawing yet again, somehow. That seems to be a trend. But that's okay. I have the boss, I have damage output. Worst case scenario is my opponent goes boss on the Duraludon. That would be like the worst thing that can happen. But eventually either they knock it out, or they tech themselves out, or I attach enough energies to actually start using Gatling's Log, because I don't have another Duraludon VMAX, or I just retreat. That works too. So, not worried at all. And Karina's focus for 2 or 3 cards. Not a big deal either. They didn't search for a stadium, which means I could end up just out healing all the damage that my opponent done, and they're the shell deck. So this version of the deck is just, it's not as good as Path to a Peak. You need Path to a Peak. There's no way around it, and even though the ability looks very valuable, it just isn't. Yeah. Not in this metagame, at least. And there we go. We get our first prize cards here. We get to heal. No, we haven't seen any energy removal, so that's why I'm very happily attaching. I'm like, look, you're doing 140 damage. What's your plan to win the game? That's something I continue to ask. Like, you always must be thinking, what's your plan to win the game? What's your plan to win the game? If you don't have a plan to win the game, you're probably not, like, you probably shouldn't be playing the game and moving on to the next one, right? If there's no clear path for you to win, or you haven't figured out how you're going to win, which moves you're going to do, and which moves you anticipate your opponent will be doing in order to try and win, then me personally, I prefer to save time and go ahead and move on to the next game. Alright, so we're just gonna heal to be extra safe. There's a victory, and I had boss to knock out 2 bench Pokemon, or just attack the active and win that way. So yeah, Duraludon itself is very powerful. A 2-2 support line of Arceus like this, the deck didn't feel like it flowed well enough for my liking, so when I try this again, or when you see other people try it, I expect things to be different. But Arceus with Duraludon has been doing well in Japan and should be a contender to look forward to in Salt Lake City. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.